Shalom, shalom, kol halayim, le'yahweh b'Hashem Yahushai, b'Hashem Racha HaKodash. Double honors unto the apostles of GMS that rule well, and who I learned this truth from. And salutations and blessings to the elect, brothers and sisters out there. As the title says, I'm going to be just looking up some definitions and words from the Black's Law Dictionary. Now, if you never heard of the Black's Law Dictionary, this is something that the apostles throughout the years have been mentioning, and they used to do lessons on it about the law. And just a quick side note, it's interesting that they titled it Black's Law, denoting wickedness, evil, darkness. But this is a very prestigious law dictionary, right? I typed in, is it prestigious? And this is from Amazon. It says his books are frequently cited by American courts of all levels, including the United States Supreme Court. And then down here, right, is Black's Law Dictionary. Incredible. Never think of a legal dictionary as a final stop in your research. While some, like Black's, are considered very trustworthy, remember that the definitions in a legal dictionary are not official, authoritative statements of the law. Now, that doesn't make any sense, man. You're reading a dictionary, a law dictionary. That's, what it made me think of the book of Psalms 5 and 9. For there is no faithfulness in their mouth. Their inward part is very wickedness. Their throat is an open sepulchre. They flatter with their tongue. And then Psalms 10 and 7. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. That's why the scripture, it's escaping my mind when it mentions his tongue walketh throughout the whole earth. Something like that. Right? That's his wickedness, his laws, which are his lies, right? So going back here, so that's pretty much established, right? They have a bunch of different editions. The older ones are pretty much more explicit, but it's a very prestigious dictionary. So let's look up some words. So this is here. So this is the word currency, right? Coined money and such banknotes or other paper. Slaki, this is, I believe, the second edition. I believe this is the second edition. The water to the brother, the water, for getting me this. All right, because the older ones are harder to find, and I believe they're quite expensive on Amazon. So it says, or other paper money as our. So let me read this again. Currency, right? This is why we always talk about money and currency. They're two different things, man. Currency can be fraudulent. Currency can just be established, de facto, on the spot as law, as lawful money. So it says coin money and such banknotes or other paper money as are authorized by law and do in fact circulate from hand to hand as the medium of exchange. And they have a bunch of cases, Griswold versus Hepburn. These are all cases that they're citing. A current, right? Running, now in transit, whatever is at present in course of passage as the current month. When applied to money, it means lawful. You see? So this is where they use their word magic, their terminology, their new speech, right? These different words that you have no idea what it means, right? When applied to money, it means lawful. Current money is equivalent to lawful money. All right, and again, they have Wharton versus Morris, right? So this is showing you brothers should know that we're under maritime admiralty law, or the law of the high seas. So that's why our money is called a currency or current. So they pretty much made it legal, right? Next word is admiralty. a court exercising jurisdiction over maritime causes, both civil and criminal, and maritime affairs or marine affairs, commerce and navigation, controversies arising out of acts done or upon relating to the sea, and over questions of prize. And then down here it says in American in American law, a tribunal exercising jurisdiction over all maritime contracts, torts, injuries, or offenses. So this is the law that we're under. All right. So when it mentions relating to the sea, you know, it pretty much, it doesn't necessarily mean the physical sea, right? Because you got to remember, there's a thing called a sea of people, and pretty much maritime law has been, it's a jurisdiction. So it doesn't just apply to the sea. It applies to where these devils live and have their courts, right? Because again, people might read read it and think it's only dealing with the oceans, right? So maritime, pertaining to the sea or ocean or the navigation thereof, or to commerce conducted by navigation of the sea, or in America of the Great Lakes, and rivers. Now here it says maritime law, all right? That system of law which particularly relates to commerce and navigation, to business transacted at sea, or relating to navigation, to ships and shipping, to seamen, to the transportation of persons and property by sea, and to marine affairs generally. All right. Now again, you gotta remember they use terms like, even look, friendships, relationships, right? All these different terminologies that they use relate to that we're under admiralty law, and especially it applies in courts. You know, I'm not too deep on it, but pretty much when you approach the bench and you do all that, and they got the flag, they have the American flag, and it has a gold and fringes at the bottom, which is not a traditional American flag. American flag is just American flag, but when they got the fringes under it, that represents we're under maritime admiralty law, or the law of the high seas. All right, and this is how they operate, because pretty much Esau's the original pirate, man. He's the original friggin' thief, okay, hijacker. A person, a man considered according to the rank he holds in society, with all the rights to which the place he holds entitles him, and the duties which it imposes. Artificial persons, such as are created and devised by law for the purposes of society and government, called corporations or bodies politic. Unnatural persons, such as are formed by nature as distinguished from artificial persons or corporations. Private person, an individual who is not the incumbent of an office. So you got all these terms, man, that people don't even understand. We're pretty much artificial persons, man. Okay, we're all we're all artificial person, because we have a SIN card. We're under the system. We're paying taxes. We're fully encapsulated in the system. A natural person, as it says, is formed by nature, meaning like the Amish and certain people like that, they would probably be considered a natural person, right? But pretty much all these people, right? We're known as a corporation, right? And what does the word corporation mean? The word corporation goes back to a corpse, right? Or collection of corpses, dead bodies. So it's a body of dead bodies. You know, it's a full body of dead bodies, so to speak. All right, because there's many bodies in a corporation, right? As it says here, corporation, an artificial person or legal entity created by or under the authority of the laws of a state or nation, composed in some rare instances of a single person and his successors being the incumbents of a particular office, but ordinarily consistent of an association of numerous individuals who subsist as a body politic under a special denomination, which is regarded in law as having a personality and existence distinct from that of its several members, and which is by the same authority vested with the capacity of continuous succession, irrespective of changes in its membership, either in perpetuity or for a limited term of years, and of acting as a unit or single individual in matters relating to the common purpose of the association within the scope of the powers and authorities conferred upon such bodies by law. Right? So again, we're all under that corporate status, corporate America. That's why they call it corporate America. Right? Now here, a monster. A prodigious birth, a human birth or offspring, not having the shape of mankind, which cannot be heir to any land, albeit be brought forth in marriage. So when you look up human, it actually says look up monster, and this is what it says. So pretty much it says you cannot be heir to any land, and we don't own land. We can't own land, right? Right? Especially in Canada, you have a thing called allodial title, right? If you look up allodial allodial title, that's a deed to the land, the title to the land, which all allodial titles in Canada, they all go back to the crown, right? To Great Britain. So everybody's just leasing pretty much, you know. So that was it on that. I hope you're edified. Kal halalim la Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Racha Hakurash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS that rule well and teach well, who are learning truth from, and shalom to the elect Akim and Aquathim that take heed in sincerity and in truth. Shalom.